Somebody got, all right guys, this is for your request about footwork. So for this first video, I'm going to teach you the 3 evasions or 3 footwork pieces that we do, and then each video I'll progress. Okay, so for the first footwork, we call it a pivot. Okay, this one's really key, so I want you to look at my feet. So your elbows cover your ribs, your head crunches down, and when I pivot, I take the rear foot first, take the rear foot, and then pop my other leg, and now I'm on a 45-degree angle to the opponent. So if I pivot all the way around, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I should be able to get right back to where I am. Sometimes people are moving and they'll go, and that's kind of a big pivot. We want to kind of avoid that unless your skill level is so high that you won't get swept or kicked sideways. So when you pivot again, that's your first footwork. You're moving around. You'll see that little natural motion. Boom. Just make sure your foot moves. Then you can pivot from your front foot. It's like putting out a cigarette. Put out cigarettes. So here, now I'm going to pivot from my front foot, my rear foot. So I'm turned again, and I pivot this way now. So it's my rear foot pivoting instead of my front foot pivoting. And there's no step. It's just one motion. I keep lining up until I get back to exactly where I started. You'd say, well, why would you pivot that way? Well, who knows? We never know exactly. When I was moving, I pivoted this way, boom. So sometimes you'll see I'll pivot out of the way and maybe catch a new angle. That pivot isn't just for punching. So when I pivot, it could also set up a kick. And if I pivot out of the way, boom, it could set up a kick again. So that'll be your first footwork, is pivoting. The second footwork is out in. When you hear me call it, I just say out, because I expect you to come back in. So from here, it's both feet go out, and then you're back in. Out, and you're back in. So that's the second footwork. I can go out, and then I can pivot. I can go out, and then I can pivot. So you'll start to notice that you mix the footwork. Out and in. So I'll just say out. Out, both feet come out, both feet come back in. An example, when you go out, and then you fire a punch. You go out, boom. Fire a kick. That one's really straightforward. It's a 50-50 amount of weight to get you forward and back. The last and third one is angle. Angle, if you are familiar with how to switch in Muay Thai, it's like a switch. So when I angle on someone, if they're directly in front of me, like how I'm looking at the camera, boom, I'm going to come off the side. So I angle. I can angle forward right, forward left, back right, back left to any of the corners. So if I was square to you, I would angle off to the side and then move again. So I'll give you some motion. So I was punching, boom, I come off to the side, boom, I come off to the side. So when I go to the left corner on an angle, you'll see me skip to get there. And when you see me go to my right to angle, I switch to get there. On angling, the guy's in front of you, I angle, and then you'll see I face that new 45-degree on him again. Again, with your angling, you have your switch, and on your angling, you have your kick, but you also have your punch where you're slipping. So just for you to learn Muay Thai methods of skipping and switching and slipping, just with the footwork, make your hands work. So those are the 3. So the first one was you can pivot from the rear, you can pivot from the front. The second one was out and in, out and in. And then the third one was angling. Right, skip, right, switch. Now you put them together, the student's moving, just learning how to do footwork. And you see that I go out sometimes, I angle, I'll pivot from the front, pivot from the rear, and it creates a lot of movement just with the footwork, and the teachers will those are the 3 evasions. Study them, practice them, and when you're ready, I'll give you the drills. So here we go.